The Little Red Schoolhouse is a private middle school in New York City. The school is for the children of the wealthy. The tuition is $45,485 per year. That's a lot of money just for tuition.
That's
Just for tuition?
that's like there's people out there whose vehicles that they drive around for transportation don't cost that much.
Dog, many families don't make that.
Most there's a lot of people who don't make that in a year.
Not just one person, a two-person family.
Two-person
A lot of
family.
people don't make that in a year. That's an extraordinary amount for your kids' education. So this is a middle school, okay, grades 6 through 8. So the kids of celebrities like David Schwimmer, Christy Turlington Burns, and Sophia Coppola's, their children are students there. So they and other parents recently discovered that the school would be segregating students for the upcoming school year, 2018 to 2019. They also learned that the policy was effective for the previous school year, 2017 to 2018. And that it would be it was enacted for grades 7 and 8, but in the upcoming school year, it was going to be extended to 6th grade as well. So these students at the school, they spend about 30% of their time in homerooms, all right? And that's where the segregation is happening. So in every grade, I believe there's about 40 students. So there's 2 homerooms per grade. There's a white homeroom, and then I guess there's an other. So this is the brainchild of the director of the school, Philip Casson. So I guess these parents found out about it in early June. I believe it was, like I said, very early June. So as a result of them finding out, a lot of parents were disgusted with it, saying that what is the need for having segregation in these schools when all these kids are friends with each other? Like, why in the world would you put this on them when, like, a lot of them at that age, they're not really seeing race as adults tend to see it, and when it has, ramifications in how you deal with somebody else. But these kids aren't really seeing things like that. So why would you implement a policy that's like forcing it upon them? So over the course of a couple meetings, which there was a lot of, outrage because of it, the same director, Philip Casson, he sent an email to the parents on June 12th, and he explained that the policy would be reviewed. So he's starting to backtrack, and then 8 days later, he sent another email explaining that he would end the policy, but that he would continue to keep race as a critical but not primary determinant. No explanation on what the hell that means. But he did point to the school's handbook. He said that in the handbook it says research points to the academic, social, and emotional benefits to being in a classroom with others who share racial, ethnic, linguistic, and or cultural backgrounds.
Okay. I think you would have to do that on an individual basis and not just, I guess, use the superficial visual cue of skin color to determine all of what you just said.
Right.
Because you're assuming that, hey, these 2 black people have the same skin color, so therefore they can relate to one another, like automatically. I'm like, they're a bit young, like you said.
Yeah.
So they really don't even have a lot of life experience yet.
But like you said, like that's establishing the position that all white people are monolith. All black people are monolith. They think the same way. They see the world in the same way.
So it's almost like there's this like supposed attempt to create a more, I guess, I don't know, a conducive environment for learning when actually they're creating the opposite.
Yep.
And to me, it just seems like kind of like brainwashing a bit. You separate people to brainwash them.
Yeah.
How can I guarantee that the approach to their education and the approach that the teachers in this institution takes with their education is going to be the same. That's my problem.
If you're pointing to the school handbook and saying that, being in a classroom with others who share the same ethnicity and cultural background, blah, 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 is better, I guess my opposition to that is you're, in a sense, setting up echo chambers. It kind of seems like you're trying to set up echo chambers. You don't really want debate. You don't want to challenge somebody else's ideas. You want everybody to think the same way, just like you were talking about. Like everybody's the same that are white. Everybody's the same that are black and everything else, I guess.
It's almost like they're trying to like prevent people from growing together.
You think, yeah. Kind of rubs you like that, doesn't it? I would argue that it would probably be best for children to learn how to deal with others rather than adults. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's best for adults to begin learning how to deal with other people. That doesn't seem to go over, like just based on social media, it doesn't seem to go over very well, right? Like, I mean, kids are sponges. They're sponges. They're very impressionable. You would probably want them to be exposed to different types of people so that they can learn different cultures, maybe different points of view, just learn how to interact with different people, not like the same people that they're used to, maybe that are in their neighborhood or in their family. Like school is the opportunity to be in contact with different types of people and foster those relationships.
I mean, and the thing is, like, I don't think adults have to like teach kids directly or like verbatim X, Y, or Z. I think the environments that adults put kids in,
it does it for them.
It does it for them.
It's virtually automatic. Kids have a tendency to talk to other kids. You know, I got kids. When you take them to the playground, they have a tendency to approach other kids. Doesn't matter what they look like. They have a tendency to play with other kids. Doesn't matter what they look like. So if they are older in age too, you just give them the opportunity. All you have to do is put them in the same vicinity as another kid. And somehow, some way, a lot of times they do find some common ground. I think that's best
because you can
than
find
doing it as an adult.
It is because when you're an adult, usually you have kind of years of baggage, to deal with. Regardless of what that baggage is, you're carrying all that. So you have the potential to have a lot more blockages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how you interact with people. You may acknowledge that they're there. You may not acknowledge that they're there. But based on your experiences and what you see in the world, that kind of does serve as a roadblock in some cases. So kids don't come with that. So they're more fresh, they're more open. Right. So they just want to explore.